Good YouTubing, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. We really do appreciate it. And as always, we'd like to thank our viewers, our subscribers, and our members, because without you, we're not us. So let's talk about X-Men 97 Marvel Legends series Jubilee. This is by Hasbro. This action figure is available now for order, and the pricing will start at $25.99 plus shipping or $25.99 plus tax, depending on which big box store you get it from. Guys, let me know something in the comments. What do you think about this Jubilee? Are you going to pick it up or not? Let us know. But right now, let's roll her off the stand and let's get started. Okay, for the packaging, most of us have seen this before. If you haven't, here it is. You see Marvel Legends Studios on the top corner with X-Men 97. You do see the artwork of the X-Men on the other corner. Of course, the artwork of Jubilee on the side there with Jubilee on the bottom. And you see the action figure and all the accessories inside the bubble. I call this a one and done box because you try to open this up, and once you do, it's done. There's no way to open it up neatly, to put the figure back in neatly. It's just an open, one and done box is what I call it, because you open it up, it's done. Okay, so let's look at the backside. Flip it over to the backside, you do see it has Mr. Man there, the Mr. Man himself, Marvel's Logan, Jubilee. You do have Marvel's Morph, Emma Frost, Marvel's Cable, and Marvel's Sunspot. So you see that there. And that's the back of the packaging. Jubilee standing there. Marvel Legends series, and some sayings here. You can pause it if you like, read it. There you go. And that will do it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and measure her up. We'll do the inches. Okay. You know I like to measure my figure standing tall in poses. Here we are. Standing tall in the pose, she's right at 6 inches, right? There you go, you can see it there. And if you want to do the centimeters, usually at 6 inches, it's 15 centimeters, right? There you go, there you got it. Okay, that's where she's at. That's where she's standing, and that's what we're working with today. Okay, so let's go ahead and scale her up. We'll throw in our favorite guy. There he is. The short guy, he's so short. Okay, let's throw in Nightcrawler. There he is. And we'll throw in Gambit. See if we can fit him in there. There he is. And let's throw in the Sentinel. Just to get that Sentinel vibe going. Alright, let's put him. Well, let's go ahead and move him about right here. There we go. And we'll put the Sentinel here. Alright, that looks pretty decent. Nope, come on, guy. Okay, so you see how it looks. It looks pretty good to me. Looking at Jubilee there, she's a little girl, and so is Wolverine. He's a little guy. But you see the characters, and it don't look too bad. I think that the Blob scales pretty well. He's a pretty big guy. Gambit looks good. Yep. So you get the idea. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the appearance. We'll go ahead and grab her up. Here she is. Okay, for the appearance, not much to her. If you look at her on the comics, well, on the comics here, the actual animation, it does look like her pretty much. I mean, her face could use a little bit more. Her eyes are a little more squinty than you see here. If you look at the photo, she looks a little more, her eyes look a little more squinty, if that's the word for it. But let's take a look at it. You see the hair is on the mold there, all black. You got your carves there, your grooves. That's what you're gonna do. You carve it up, and then you paint it all this black. Right, you can see that. There you go. You do have her glasses. They do not come down. I think you can push them down. I was doing that, trying to push them down. It was very weird because I think you can, but you might take it off what it's glued to here. So I don't think that's meant for the glasses to come down, but you see that they're there. Look at the eyes. The eyes are painted on pretty good. If you look really closely, you can see that the lipstick and the earrings are put on pretty well, and then you see her hair coming down. So that's all done right. And then you see the purple on her turtleneck with that gray zipper with the ring. That looks correct. And of course, the jacket itself, you do have that raincoat look. Of course, that's Jubilee. And then you look at the suit itself. This is what kind of different. You would look at this and you would say it wasn't tights that she wore under the coat. It was kind of baggy. It was black and it was kind of baggy. This is really tight, showing kind of the body structure. That's not correct. It should be more of a baggy fit if you look at the photo there. Okay, so not much to her, but it still looks pretty decent because it's Jubilee. You're looking at the feet all black, ugly shoes, but there you have it, right? So not much to it, but I do like the jacket. It has a shine to it. I do like the head sculpt with the paint. The paint is just fine. It's fine. But like I said, the inside of her raincoat, the sport gear she has on here, is usually it's a baggy fit in the 1997 animation. But the figure does look pretty decent, right? Not bad at all. And there you have it. And that will do it for the appearance. Okay, so let's take a look at the accessories. We'll start with the hands that come on the figure. As you can see, the open hand, and you do have a punch hand. So let's take a look at those closely. Okay, we take care of here. There we are. All right, there is your open hand. Let's get that blurred in there. Get that out there blurry there. That's real blurry. There you go. You see the open hand? Not a bad job there. You can see that. And then you have the punch hand. Pretty regular, pretty basic. Nothing really to it. You see how it does have design like it's a punch hand. There you go. And there goes your more relaxed hand like it's in the glove, right? So not bad there. Bottom part of the palm. There you go. And they do have latches. Okay, there we go for that. So let's set her to the back there. Let's take a look at the cup. That'll be next. You see the cup there, right? Pretty decent. You got your little shake. You got your straw. Here you go. There we are. Not too bad. Okay, there you go. It's not bad, but it's ugly. Blue cup, got some stripes there. You do have the straw and the top part of the lid. Okay, there you go. Nothing to that. You can see that pretty good, plain as day. It's all right. Got the little bendy in the straw. That's cool. Little bendy straw. Okay. And next, we'll look at the pair of hands that actually hold the cup. As you can see, hold the cup there, and you have an extra open hand. So we'll leave that alone because we already seen that while it was holding the cup. And then the open hand we seen already. It's the same as we first showed that's on the figure. So let's take a look at the Jubilee effects, right? We'll look at those effects. You know, she's known for that magic effect because she's like a magician. But here we are. So let's take a look at them. There we are. Okay, so these are pretty decent. I do like how they got them colorful. That's cool. They're stuck on the hands there. You see that? It looks more like a swipe effect. It doesn't do too well when you hold it. It doesn't look like she's swiping it. Kind of looks like she's throwing it out, which is a little better, what she's known for doing. But you see this translucent plastic. You have blue, purple, and you have a little yellow in there as well. It's not too bad. That is Jubilee, right? There you go. And here's the other side. Other hand. Same thing. Same effect. Right? There you go. Not too bad. Okay. And that will do it for the accessories. Okay, so let's step into it. The points of articulation. Okay, for the head movement, I mean, it's going to be very limited with this jacket. You would think it would be, but no, they didn't make the jacket the same. It's opposite. And actually, you could probably take the jacket off, which is pretty cool. So if you took the arms off, for sure, even the bicep swivels, they actually come apart, as you can see here. So they come off, so you can take the jacket off and then have her as is in her, what's supposed to be like a jumpsuit. Like I said, it's supposed to be baggy, like a baggy jumpsuit. It's not. But you can take the jacket off and she can be in that. That's pretty decent. Okay. All right. So let's start with the head first. The head is on a ball and socket. As you can see here, your rotations are there, tilts down. So that's fine. No limitations there. You do have the shoulders and latches, right? And they do rotate inside. Also, the bicep swivel rotates and it also dislocates, right? Like I showed you earlier. Well, this one's not dislocating at all. But you can see, hold on, I'm not going to do it, but you can see, it's look inside the crack. That is a peg system and it dislocates. So that's pretty cool. Rotation and dislocates so you can take the jacket off. Pretty cool, right? You do have the double jointed arms here. There they go, right? And that's the same on both sides. Rotations in the hands. Of course, they have latches of their own because they are interchangeable. So let's check in the inside of the figure. You do have lower sternum rotations there, right? Okay, you do have the basic HASBRO dumbbell joints, and you do have the thigh swivels, of course, and the double jointed legs, and you do have rotations on the upper calf, right? And there's your rockers on the feet that sit on latches with they got the latches, but they don't have a pivot in the toe, but they do have that big ugly latch. That is super ugly, but they have it, and then they don't have a pivot in the toe, but that'll work. Okay, so for the articulation, it's very basic. There's not much to her, not a lot to this character at all, but it does look really good. Not bad, and that'll do it for the POA. Okay, for the pros and cons. I don't have any cons. I just had to nitpick about the part of the jumpsuit that is it's real tight on her. It's supposed to be baggy like a jumpsuit, but it's not. Where the black is, the black suit she has on, it's like I said, it's supposed to be really baggy, and it's not. It's tight on her, so that's wrong. That's the only thing I have, but for the most part, for the pros, I like the effects. I do like the shake, the extra pair of hands, the sculpting's great, the jacket's great that it can come off. The facial features on her is good. The glasses, I do like it. So for me, I'll have to give the figure a 4 out of 5 stars. Guys, let me know what your stars are. And you guessed it, you could get it at Bigbadtoystore.com. Just check out Bigbadtoystore.com. So what are you waiting for? Check them out. And this brings us to the end of our video. If you found the video informational or you just simply enjoyed watching, please hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe button. And as always, this has been another toy review. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.